Winter has finally melted away, and spring is slowly brightening the Northeast. Spring is often seen as the season of change, and for me personally, I've seen a lot of change in the past few months. In February, I gave notice to my job of almost 8 years because I was given the opportunity to join the Adafruit remote team. So then in mid-March, I started working for Adafruit. So I've been writing learn guides kind of off and on the side for Adafruit for the past couple of years. And I always thought, like, wouldn't it be amazing if I could do this full time? Because they do have folks that do that. But I always told myself, that's probably never going to happen. It's unrealistic. Not because of anything Adafruit was saying or doing, but because of my background. Like, I don't come from folks that do creative, fun jobs. And for myself, I've never had a job where I wasn't in customer service or client support, whatever term the industry that I was in was using. So the idea of working a creative job just seems so like moonshot to me. So as a result, this happening, as corny as this is, it really is a dream come true for me. It barely seems real. It's so fun. It's a lot of work, but it's fun work. Like I don't have words. Like, it's so cool. And I can't believe it. So even though I said, it still feels kind of like unreal. It's super real. I've been doing it for about a month and a half. And I feel like I've really started to get comfortable, get into a good routine. And thus this video, I kind of made a conscious decision to not overextend myself while I was, leaving my last job and starting this new one and getting into the groove of things. So now, I'm back. I've said this before that I started this channel as kind of a response to, for lack of a better term, a quarter-life crisis. I was concerned that I'd lose my creativity if I didn't have an outlet that I was putting it into. And it's led to a lot of really amazing opportunities I never thought in a million years. But to, lead to not only a job change, but a career change, really a life change, that's way beyond. And I say that because, I wouldn't have started working on all those projects and stuff if I hadn't started this channel. When I started it, I thought I'd, keep my camera and editing skills sharp, might make a couple of interesting things. Maybe some people will watch. That's it. So I don't know. I have no words, clearly. So I am planning to continue making videos here. I've got some personal projects I'm working on, a lot of eurorack things and niche things. In fact, I have a project that's kind of an extension of the 1V aux stuff I talked about in the last video I made. So let's go take a look at that. All right, so in the last video, I was talking about 1V aux and how you can do it with a DAC and CircuitPython. And I was really excited that because my favorite modules involve like melody generation and stuff like that. So the thing about eurorack is, granted, there are giant modules, like huge ones, but there's also really small ones. And sometimes I feel like it's this really fun challenge of like trying to get a lot of functionality into a small package, and also being able to tell what's going on, because some modules are really easy to figure out, like, okay, yeah, this is doing this, and then others you're like, what is happening? So I thought it might be cool to use a 8x8 LED matrix as a user interface for a module like a sequencer. So I came up with some CircuitPython code that kind of does that. And then what's happening for eurorack stuff is a gate is triggering whether or not it's advancing a beat, and then it's sending out 1V aux with the DAC. So let me start a gate. And you can see as the gate's going, and just so you get some audio, plates is just being triggered right now. So you can see it's in time with that. I'm going to turn down plates. And so then if I want to put a note on a certain beat, I've got this 5-way switch here. And this is a breakout that Noira's designed. It's really handy because these are really annoying to wire up. And then you can just do that there. So if I just press here, it stops. And so that means on the 4th beat, and then I can go up, it will be a note. And let's just add some notes. I can change the note too. And I can change the gate too. So it's just this kind of, it's early stages. But I think it's kind of a fun little way to interact with the module. It's all fairly straightforward, you know, it's just a RP2040 feather. It's one of the 8x8 matrices on I2C breakout. Just the gate in acts like a digital input, like a button press, and then the 1V oct out is taking the DAC output, and then these of course are just button presses as well. So my goal for this would be to expand it a little bit. There's some modifications I want to do, like right now you can't take off a note, so I'd need to do some you know, stretching and pulling with the arrays to make that a thing. Also, it can be a little tricky to figure out which beat you're pressing on, so kind of to firm up that a little bit with the controls. But my idea would be that this would kind of be a modular module, if you will, just because there's a chip shortage and everything right now, right? So it would be great if, you know, I could come up with this, you know, board that then these things can plug into, and then folks can, you know, it would be open source and you could figure out if you want to, you know, build your own. And I would also, since there's 4 outputs on the DAC, I'd love it to be polyphonic. So maybe there'd be some deep menu stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I'm really excited about this. You know, it's just an idea I had with the 8x8 matrix. I think it's pretty intuitive, you know, and even if you aren't musically inclined, I think you can, you know, figure out what the pattern's doing, and then you're able to play along with it. So that's a little something I've been messing around with. So that's what spring has brought here. You know, I haven't been with Adafruit for too long, but I feel like I've already made some really cool projects. I did a Raspberry Pi video synth. I did a wireless touchscreen controller for a Pure Data patch. I've made a couple BLE HID remotes. I just made these little like MIDI add-on friends for cutie pies. So yeah, it's been really cool, and I'll link the Learn guides down in the description. And then whenever I release a project guide, I make a 1-minute video to go along with it that gets posted up on all Adafruit socials. So if you want to see those as they come out, make sure you're following them on stuff. But that's gonna do it for this video. What a long, strange trip it's been and continues to be. And until next time, this has been Blitz City DIY.